Hi, my name is Martha Chapko, and I am the owner of Radiate Beauty. I have been in the industry for 5 years, and I graduated from Oliver Finley.
What kind of services do you provide?
I'm doing permanent makeup, brows, lips, and eyeliner, and lash extensions and some waxing.
What made you decide to go into the beauty industry?
Truth be told, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was kind of a wanderer for a long time. I tried doing a bunch of different things, and it just didn't feel like nothing really felt right. And I really didn't set out to be in the beauty industry. I've always liked beauty things, but I think what I wanted was people to be happy to come and see me at work. That was the goal. And I'm like, okay, how am I gonna get that? And I found that in the aesthetics.
Have you been full-time ever since you got out of school?
Yes. So I gave myself about 30 days after I graduated to quit my job. And in that time, I've kind of set up my LLC, did all that stuff. And then, I've been full-time ever since. There's nothing better than hustle when you have to make money. So
we all get that.
Yeah.
Did you have any referrals to go into the beauty industry, or what really made that decision to decide to go to school?
I kind of just made a list of things that I really liked. I don't know, the Oliver Finley school was so pretty and the spa was so pretty, and I thought, I can totally do facials. It's going to be so fun. Then I got to school and I was horrible at facials. So I ended up doing something totally different. But I don't know. I'm sorry. What was your question?
What made that final decision to be okay, this is what I'm doing?
So it was that. It was just I wanted to make people pretty. I wanted people to come in and make me, be happy to see me. I wanted to have a flexible schedule and make some money. This is the perfect work-life balance for my kids right now. I get to come home and still have a 3-day weekend, so we can still go get little getaways or just have time at home.
What has been the most rewarding part of being in the field of the beauty industry?
Truth be told, I know everybody says they want to make people feel beautiful. I do love that, but for me, I found the most rewarding part is truly getting to know people. I feel like I meet the most amazing women, and that fuels me. I love learning from people or people that are older than me and just relating on different levels, and I love that part.
How important would you say continuing education is?
So important. Yeah, super important. When I first started, I was taking every class, at least 1 or 2 classes every single year for services. And I feel like one of the things that we don't emphasize as much is the business side of your business, because when we got out of school, we learned how to do all the basics, and so you're like, okay, I want to be better, but we're not better at business, and we don't realize that we're actually in business when we're graduating and that kind of thing. So finances, that's been super important to me, and I think part of what's helped me be more successful and profitable and have the ability to hire other people. So it's still really small, and it's kind of organically, that's kind of how it's been, and I enjoy that. But I do think continuing education is super important, but I also think learning the business side of this industry is super, super important. I knew nothing about owning a business. I have been an employee, and I have hired and fired people, and I have done all those things, but it's different when it's you and the buck stops with you in every sense of the way.
Do you feel like there's a specific amount of continuing education you like to do per year, or does it just kind of depend with what services you're providing, what's most popular?
I like to take at least something every single year. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a service, but I do like to take something, because I feel like every time I have taken a class, I come back and I'm more inspired, and I'm more excited to implement different things. And I don't know, I need that. I don't know for other people, but I kind of need that to be okay, I remember my purpose. I remember why I really enjoy this.
What are some goals that you have that you're excited about reaching?
One of my most recent goals was to hire. I kind of just threw it out in the world, and I was really lucky to get Alexia, and so far she has been amazing and already has helped me out so much. So that has been a big goal of mine. And then I'm actually partnering up with another esthetician that's local here, and we're going to be putting together a business course for the beauty industry.
Wow.
So just because I have found that really honestly business is so important, and you have to have certain things implemented. I've always really had a passion for teaching people, and I knew I wanted to do that at some point. I just didn't really know what I wanted to do, and having somebody else to partner with kind of forces you to have a little bit more accountability. I took a class a few years ago, and the instructor said, if any of you guys are going into education, promise me that you guys are not going to be teaching broke stylists. Like, don't teach them to be cheap. Don't teach them to lower their prices and set the standard high. And that totally resonated with me. And so that's the goal. Like, that is it, you know?
Especially, I feel like in our area, I don't really see that there's like a reason to cut yourself short. You know, we are in a good area, and you should be able to charge what you're worth and the services you're providing.
And bring in clients that you love. We all have talent. People come and see you for you, and I think that's the most important part. I'm like, be yourself authentically, whether you are, like you swear like a sailor, or you are just whatever your thing is, be that, and you attract your tribe. And that's kind of that's my jam. That's what I want to teach people. It's like, be exactly who you are. Don't try to change it. Don't alter it. Be you, and people will come. But you also have to have systems in place so that you don't flounder too long. And I guess that's really the goal of our course, is to maybe save people a couple years worth of time floundering while they're figuring things out. So if we can help them save like 2 years of pain, and get some of those systems put in place, that's what we want to do. So I started with lash extensions. I actually that was not even going to be something I was going to go to school for. And then they offered a course, and I was telling Alexia, I'm like, I took a class with Erica, and I was terrible. I was not good, and my personality is just so stubborn that I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take her class just to prove to myself that I can do this. And then, I don't know if I'm just super spastic or what, but once I could sit down and do lash extensions, it kind of zened me out, and I almost got a high off of that feeling, like just calm for a minute, where you're just focused on that one thing at a time. And then from there, I was like, actually, I can make really good money doing this, and I can specialize in this. The startup is really low. And so that's how I started my business, and that's sort of how I've kind of built my reputation. But, again, I was open to different opportunities. And when I met Corey a while ago, but, she was like, I need help. My business is growing. And so she started teaching us. We did a 2-year apprenticeship with her, and now we're on like year 5. So, yeah. It's been amazing.
That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, and even now, sometimes I was showing her a couple pictures from when I first started, and I was like, your full sets right now look 1,000 times better than my full sets did even months afterwards, Awesome. And so I remember thinking like, gosh, I wish my lashes would look like X, Y, and Z. And I remember when they started looking like that, where I was like, oh my gosh. And so I feel like sometimes it's not even just financial wins, it's having those little like things where like your timing is a little bit faster, or, like I really nailed that, and just celebrating those little things, because those are almost as important as like big wins, but those are the things that kind of keep you motivated, or at least for me, like that's what kind of motivates me. And then I never set out big goals. My big goal was just to get to matching the income I was making before. And then after that, I'm like, okay, well, I did it. And now I'm just going to do like 15% more. And so every year, I've never made these ginormous goals. I've always just tried to, maybe I should dream a little bit bigger. Who the heck knows? I don't know. But it served me well. And that's sort of what I'm, what I'm hoping to keep doing.
Yeah. I love that you know when to give yourself a break a little bit, but also to keep driving just a little bit more. I think that's really important too for incoming students or new graduates. It's not going to be easy, right?
Oh my gosh,
it's not going to be handed to you, but also you need to give yourself some time to get things figured out, and then also keep that drive going, though, to keep pushing forward, no matter what happens.
Yeah. I think one of the most important things that I've learned just in the last year and a half is, be graceful to yourself. If a friend was to call you and say, hey, I totally messed up, the things you would say to that friend is the things you should tell yourself, because we all have those bad days, or you make mistakes, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never doing this again. I'm never going to come back. I'm never going to do this. I won't survive this. And then you do, and the next day you just do a little bit better. And I think having that grace for yourself and being able to say, okay, today sucked, and I'm going to cry about it for a minute. But tomorrow I'm going to get back up and it's going to be fine. Sometimes you do have to just kind of take it day by day. Especially with COVID, I think that was really discouraging for a lot of people, and really, really hard. And I feel really grateful that I've been in the business long enough where, my clients were ready to come back, and, but not everybody was that lucky. And I also think helping our community wherever we can. I have a couple friends that had openings, and so when people would call me and I didn't have time for them, I'm like, hey, you know what, this other person is amazing. And I think just being community based in that way, you know, it's, we sometimes act like we own these people, all of our clients, we own them, but we don't own anybody. And if they choose to have a better, you know, if they choose to go somewhere else, or they have a better relationship with someone, that it's amazing. And next time they'll trust you because you're going to be honest and say, hey, you know, I'm not really good at that, but go somewhere else, this person is amazing. And it's fine. Like, that's totally fine. And I think, again, being authentic, you attract those people that come and see, you know, that want to come and see you. And that's what that's all what it's all about. I don't want to spend 8 hours of my day with people I don't enjoy being with. So no, it's very uncomfortable. I don't know. For me, I'm like, that's the goal. If I'm going to spend a lot of time doing something, I want it to be fun.